that's okay. Thank you all for making the finals of the Carolina Classic this year. Thank you especially to the out-of-towners who came. Great to see so many great friends. Come on back and we'll come visit you. Thank you to Carl and the ice crew for Super Ice. And all the other volunteers who gave so much time this weekend to make this work. Thank you so much. We have added time as a bonus for you all, 2 hours and 10 minutes. We hope your game goes really well. But before we do that, we have to toast the Piper. There you go, sir. Everybody, to the Piper.
Hello and welcome to the finals of the 2025 Carolina Classic at the Triangle Curling Center of North Carolina, based in Durham, North Carolina. Thanks everybody for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. Happy Easter to those who celebrate. If you're watching this in church, just put your phone down by your lap. We have 4 games on the ice. The A event final, which is for the championship of the event, will be between Palmieri and Hojan. The D event final between Darenheim and Jackson. The B event between Carlson and Sewell. And the C event between Blackmer and Imes. I'm Chris, your broadcast host for today. Joining me shortly will be Karen. Teams just getting done with the celebration of the Piper on the ice, getting ready to throw their first rocks. Murray Jackson looking for a little extra pebble there where people were standing during that ceremony. Looks like the ice crew might do that on sheet B as well. Or maybe a little bit of a spill there from the toast for the Piper. Meanwhile, action has started in the Blackmer-Imes game. Imes threw up the center guard. Blackmer looking to go right around that over on sheet D. Looks like the ice concerns are taken care of. In that Imes Blackmer game, Blackmer did make the draw right around. See a classic setup, the center guard and one on the button behind it. the ice issue taken care of, all the games are now underway. If you watched our semifinal broadcast, you'll recognize a couple of these teams, the ones playing in the D and C event finals. The A semifinals were last night, and the B semifinals were at 8 a.m. this morning. Teams had to get up early for that one.
We're going to miss the rock. We're just doing a drop.
Sometimes in first ends, you see teams feeling each other out a little bit, throwing things into the house and then hits coming back. You see a little bit of that maybe going on in a couple of the games, but in the Blackmare Imes games, we already have 3 stones in the house and a guard, so it looks like those two teams will go after each other quite quickly. Now my broadcast partner Karen joins me here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're not on it yet. We can't touch it.
In the semifinals that we broadcast just a little bit ago, we saw 2 games come down to the final shot. Hopefully we get just as much action out of these finals. Because it is a finals, teams have been given 2 hours and 10 minutes, 10 minutes more than they've been playing with throughout this event so far. That's just to give teams a little bit of extra thinking time. For people who have not been watching any of the previous games, the 5-rock rule is in effect, as is the center no-tick rule.
Do they play an extra end if they are tied at the end?
It's an excellent question, and I imagine our event coordinators would know that. I believe so. It is the finals. Usually you don't have the finals come down to skip rocks.
Right.
So the Imes Blackmare game, still quite a few rocks in the house there. Everything kind of clustered around the center. Meanwhile, in the other games, a bit more sparse, but some rocks in play in the Darheim-Jackson game. Murray Jackson looking to eliminate a couple of those rocks. Does just that. Nice double. Or nearly a double anyway. The one in the back jammed on their own rock, but still much better setup than it was.
Sit it normal.
Yep, gotta stay on it. Yep. Yep, gotta stay on it.
Darheim hits that one right back and lays his own. Meanwhile, in the A finals, as you might expect from 2 teams playing in the A finals, we've got an empty house after appeal. It's a little early in the end, but it might be looking at a fairly clean sheet.
Chuck! Chuck! Yeah, both you bring it. Both you bring it.
Yep. I'm good. Oh, it's clean.
That way only, guys. Much greater.
Yep, all the way.
hit back by Team Jackson in the D final. Palmieri put one in the house, but Hojan's not going to let that stand up. He just wants to get right rid of that.
Done. Get on, yep. Just like this one. Gotta stay on it. Really close.
Oh, but that goes right by. A little bit tight for Kim Hicks there. That'll give Palmieri a chance to split the house.
What was a blank might now actually be a 1 for 2.
Carlson gets rid of one of those Sewell rocks. Palmieri trying to split the house here. This one's got to slow down a bit, though.
And that looks
Hojan's going to escort that one right on through the house, so going to have another go.
You want this side or back here?
So you can sometimes tell if it's if somebody has thrown it a bit tight or if the ice is a bit tight. Not quite sure here if Jeremy's given Kim a little bit more ice to make this takeout or not.
I think Kim asked for more.
He asked for a little bit more. Okay. It's a good way for the person throwing the rock to blame the skip. He makes it perfect this time. You can't do as a thrower is if you ask for more, you can't miss it the other way. And he did not. Seen a couple of rocks exchanged in Carlson Sewell there. A couple of hits back and forth. This time Carlson made it and rolled to the center. Palmieri's team makes that hit and rolls. Ooh, that is really close.
I don't know if that's in or not.
Take a quick peek here.
I can't tell.
Can't even tell on that camera because the camera doesn't show it.
Jeremy must think it's in.
I
Or is
think
he-
they think it's in because I believe Hojan is lining up the hit there.
Not wide, but just send it out.
Brian hit the rock but rolled out on sheet A.
So it's going to give Carlson a hit on the other one. Here's Hojan's rock trying to pick off that one that's
Alright.
barely on. Does do it. Rolls out though.
So good sweeping from Dye.
Yeah, we're back to an empty house there, so blank looking more and more likely.
Still just top floor?
The messy house continues in the Blackmore Imes game over there. trying to get the team trying to scrub this one in so that it at least touches some paint. Looks like they got it there.
Just a little nibbler. Same thing. That's a great shot.
Great shot.
On A, Brian is trying to hit the red rock out.
The Imes Blackmer game started well before all the rest, but the way the other games are playing, they're catching up. In the Sewell Carlson game, there was a hit and roll out there by Brian Sewell. It looks like Hammer Rock here, see if they take a point, but probably not. I assume they're just going to take a blank over there on sheet A. Similarly here, Hojan makes the hit again, knocks the Palmieri Rock right on out, and I imagine we're going to see a throw through over there as well.
That's out, yeah?
So over on sheet A, looks like they chose not to play that blank. Instead decided to, oh no, it was a blank, okay.
So
So-
is B.
Blanks on sheets A and B. And did you catch the Jackson-Dernheim result there?
They hit the rock. I don't know if they stayed.
Must not have, because Team Jackson is getting set up to throw, so must be a steal there.
Guard. Fight, let's pick it up.
Oh, I take it back. There's a blank also in the Darnheim-Jackson game. So 3 blanks in the first end.
That's impressive.
Close, but not it.
I will say there's not going to be a blank in the C event final, however. Still 2 rocks to come there, one from Imes and one from Blackmer. Go take a look at the game where there is going to be some scoring.
I'm sitting 1.
Right now, it looks like I'm sitting 1. Called the sweep on this one very quickly.
Trying to tap the.
Yeah, I
Tap,
believe
tap.
this is the tap. Not sure it's going to have enough to matter. Oh, it is. It does.
Oh, nice.
And it looks like I'm sitting 2 now.
Yeah, I think we're.
Not sure what Blackmer can throw here either. That makes things much better. They're looking at that extremely flat hit and roll.
Yeah, you hit that wrong, and you can like give up
Yeah, the
3
one
at
that's.
least.
Say that again.
So if you hit that wrong, you could give up probably 3.
I don't think you'd ever go up 3 because of the red that's sitting in the side forefoot, but
Maybe.
challenge with, well, they've decided not to play it. Originally, they were looking at that really flat hit and roll. The problem is you'd have to throw that an absolute ton, and also the yellow rock is a little bit behind the other one, so you'd roll under, so it'd still be giving up one in best case. In here, looks like maybe they're just trying to draw through the very, very narrow port.
Went over there.
It's gonna curl a lot.
Yeah, it's gonna over curl. And it's gonna be a steal of 2 for Imes. So scoring in one of our 4 games.
Yeah.
The other 3 games get a little bit into the second end at this point. Not a whole lot going on. A couple guards on the Darnheim Jackson game. The other ones are fairly wide open.
Shouldn't have said you. Pretty fast down here. Yeah. Jason. Okay. One more, please. Just me.
We're good.
Jackson drawn around that cluster of guards.
Normal.
Gets it right about the tee line. A bit open though. Hojan's got a couple in the house.
Dad just
Palmieri's-
made a nice hit and roll for that for the second there.
Hard.
Cunny Fernholz peels off one of Hojan's 2 yellow rocks. Nice little draw to lay 2 for Team Sewell over on sheet A. Hojan asking Kim Hicks to throw a draw into the top 8, kind of in front of their back 8 stone, but they slide in halfway down the ice to go help sweep it himself. D. Hicks is trying to get it there with Jeremy. Need to at least get a piece there, and they do get it just into the 12.
Just enough.
Straight. Go normal.
Mary calls for the takeout from Chuck Kosher.
That's really hard.
Whoa.
I mean, play that, and then if you get the yellow, fine. Well, then you're pulling out my shirt. I'd rather get rid of some of the stuff up there. That's what's hurting us really. We'll try to run that. Okay, control. Actually, just, yeah, control. Whoa!
Hit was made in the Palmieri Hojan game. Leaves a rock kind of out in front, so Hojan is going to just draw back around that. In the Sewell game over there, a nice hit from Joe Chapa. Darnheim tried to make the run back on the Jackson stone, but got it a little bit thin. Peeled their own stone instead.
I got it. Run that back.
Hosian makes that draw, and Palmieri immediately calls for a run back.
Straight now.
Meanwhile, Mary Jackson trying to guard the one that they have in the forefoot now that it's open. Oh, a nice double made by Team Carlson over there on both the Sewell stones. Their own stone rolls off to the side, but we're back to an empty open house. The Jackson guard crashes. Run back is not quite made over
Just a peel of
by
the guard.
Palmieri.
Ryan, 9-5 or 10-5? 10-5.
Taking advantage of the missed guard, Darenheim is going to just try to hit and stick and probably roll, maybe roll
Roll if
under
he
that
can,
cluster
yeah.
of guards.
Yeah, line. Yep, hard. Hard. Yep. Away.
A little bit wide though. Does make the hit, but it's going to roll right out the house, and once again we're back to an empty house there too. Hosian sitting 2 has an opportunity to either guard or put a third in, put pressure on Team Palmieri quite early.
That looks like guard weight.
Definitely looks like a guard. 3 people sweeping it. Looks like a pretty good guard. Team Carlson just ticks a guard out in front, leaves Sewell sitting 1. Well, Team Palmieri doesn't think the guard was good enough by Hosian, so they're going to chase Shot Rock. Palmieri's first here in the second. Trying to get around that center guard, and chase the one that's in the 4. Calling for a hard sweep. Gonna just tick off that guard. Rolls into the house, might stick around. Possibly does on the back. Not sure that's gonna matter. Jeremy Hosian will throw another guard up in front and once again try to make Mark Palmieri's life difficult.
Any roll ball. Any roll ball.
Darenheim makes the hit there and sticks this time against Team Jackson. Hosian's last rock here in the second end. Sitting 2, looking to guard that, at least guard one of those anyway.
That looks like that might be it. Maybe not.
Looks like it's going to probably check up in time. Well, it does slide in, but might still give Palmieri an opportunity to chase that one on the forefoot. Meanwhile, between Carlson and Sewell, Sewell's still sitting 1. This is Carlson's last rock.
Nope.
No, Carlson's first rock, sorry. Murray makes the hit over in their game. If Darnheim wants it, there's a hit for the blank there. That'd be 2 blanks in a row. Looks like Palmieri has decided on a double attempt. Maybe a triple attempt, I suppose. You need to get that one in the back. Look at that real quick here. Palmieri sliding out of the hack, delivers the stone. Looking for Connie to curl this. Makes it for 1, but that's going to be a steal at 2 for Hosian. Meanwhile, over here, this does not quite get enough of that Jackson stone, so Jackson will steal one over there. So aside from the blanks, all we've seen is steals so far. Brant Sewell with the last rock over on sheet A for his team. Facing 1 Carlson rock. Makes that hit, rolls out, and this would be the easy blank if
They choose.
Carlson wants it. They did choose it last end.
Not in, but type is good. I think it can go. No? Oh, we're close. We're close. Great shot, Don. Great shot. It's a little biter, but that's okay. It's good. Great shot.
Out of that one. We haven't talked about Imes and Blackmer in a while. The house is much less messy than it was in the first end, but Imes is still sitting 1 here and throwing.
His first rock.
Playing a draw. Playing a draw.
Carlson does indeed choose to take the blank. So 2 ends of no scoring in that game. So after 2 ends, Carlson and Sewell yet to put up a point. Hosian 2-0 over Palmieri. Jackson 1-0 over Darnheim. Imes and Blackmer still finishing up the second end.
If anything, it's a push. Hold on. Yeah, Don, push. Hold on. We got no backing yet. We got no backing.
I see a pattern here, Don.
Do that again.
What's the pattern?
Blackmer makes a hit, doesn't quite make the double, leaves Imes still sitting 1. Imes will be throwing his last of the second end. Meanwhile, in the Palmieri-Hosian game, a couple of hit attempts by Team Palmieri, both gone a little bit awry.
I don't mind this. Just a little tap. Maybe top 4. Top 4.
Hosian looking for a quick tap up on that center line stone.
Could be close to Don here. Yes! Yeah, Don. Yeah, Don. Yep. Yep.
Yes!
Yep. Yep.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Jackson tried to hit that redstone out, but just got as small a piece as you possibly could out of it. It's going to let Darnheim split the house kind of early here in this end. See if they can maintain that the whole way for a deuce. The Imes game, it looks like they called a hit on the one red rock to try to hit that and roll in, or the second, well, the one red rock over by their own stone, I should say. Make it, but they kill their own as well. It's going to leave an open draw for 2 for Blackmer. Obviously not quite what they were looking to do there.
John, you threw normal, so play the same way.
I think I did. First time.
So look at that game. Technically, that Yellowstone is in the house, so you'll have to outcount that, but effectively, it's just a draw to anywhere in the house.
Well, let it die a little. Let it die a little. Let it die a little. A little bit more. You got more here. Okay, great.
Blackmer delivers that rock. Sweeper's on it kind of early. Now they come off it.
Jump.
Now they're just kind of walking behind it. Now doesn't look particularly overthrown, I don't think. Got a lot of real estate to work with. And just good enough,
Just
I
enough?
think.
Yeah.
As mentioned, that Yellowstone was in, but it wasn't in by a quarter of a rock like the Redstone was. So 2 points there for Blackmer to tie the game with Imes.
Back 4. Done. Both of you.
In the Sewell Carlson game, it looks more likely to have a score. There's 3 rocks in the house now. They're all behind the T line though.
Yeah, Jason!
Over here.
In the Darnheim-Jackson game, so far going to plan for Darnheim. They split the house, got a hit back by Jackson, but it's open, so they can just hit that right back, lay 2 again.
Stop. Connie. Whoa, whoa.
Lead. Lead. Yep. Lead. Yep. 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 Hard.
A big call for a big sweep here on the Darnheim game. Need to make this hit and not roll out. They do achieve that. They jam the Jackson Stone on the back one, leaving it in the house, and they cluster their 2 rocks over on the other side. We'll see what Murray chooses to do about that.
Done. You're doing great. Doing great. Okay, good job.
A Hosian Palmieri game, Kim Hicks makes the hit, but then also rolls out of the house, leaves just 1 Hosian Stone sitting in the house at this point. Murray, not sure if he called the double here, but can at least try for the double. And almost makes it somehow, just rolls off that red stone. If we take a look at that sheet, looks like it is red right now that is shot. So Darnheim has the chance to put it back over on the other side of the house again. Mary game, bit of a miss there.
Right? Then if they drive for the second house, that's great. We could split them both on. You want to split them both on? Split them both on, but then this will be the count.
Darnheim splits the house again. No double there this time for Murray to throw it.
Let's go here with back. Let's go here. Let's go here with back. Okay, and if we come around, we come around. But let's get them both on. We're split them both on. If we come around, we come around. Remember that. Throw them back. Okay, if we tap it up, it's we need to have two of them. Hopefully.
So will we have our first ends where the team with hammer scores? Red's got the hammer across all the sheets, with the exception of the Durham-Jackson game. Not seeing a whole lot of red. That was a bit of a miss there by Murray Jackson. So I'm going to say that the likelihood of hammer scoring is reasonably confident on that sheet. Jeremy Hojan makes a nice little split in to sit 3. Meanwhile, Carlson makes a nice double there to get rid of both Sewell rocks that were sitting near the forefoot. Lays 2 of his own. Run back there, attempt by Team Sewell does make contact, pushes the Redstone off the button, but still sitting 2 red. Meanwhile, in the Darnheim-Jackson game, Darnheim drew a 3rd one in there, up kind of in front of their one in the back 12. It's going to change Murray Jackson's strategy a little bit here. He's going to try to draw to that back one and see if he can take this end away and outcount the others.
I don't want to be in a little offset. Go here, and where do we like? We like fully. We like this. We like this right here. Yeah, we're forcing to one. That's what we're doing.
So in that D event final, here comes Murray's last stone, trying to draw it right down into that area with the red rock in the back 12, sitting next to their own. A little hot though.
Oh, just past it.
A little too much weight. It looks like Darnheim's going to have a chance to draw for 4. Meanwhile, their A event final. Hojan still lays 2, but they're now behind the T line, so going to try to put another, lays 3, but 2 of them are behind the T line. Going to try to put another one in there. Once again, ratchet up the pressure against Mark Palmieri. That team brings a person out of the house to sweep quite a lot. We've seen that every end.
Mm-hmm.
They do lay 4. Meanwhile, in the Darnheim game, this needs to be at least full 12.
14-8 or 14-1. Just felt like, you know.
We declare it 14-1, which should be perfectly fine. It's going to come down in there, and they're going to score 4. They'll take a 4-1 lead after 3. Meanwhile, Palmieri have to make a... Are they making this hit, or are they drawing?
I think they're going to do it. Knowing Mark, it's got to be a hit.
This is a hit. Need to stick around.
Just to curl a little.
And
Nice
they do
shot.
just that. Get a single point. That will be a 1-point game, 2-1 in favor of Hojan so far. In the Carlson-Sewell game, I don't think we're going to have a blank over there this time. There's 5 rocks in the house, only 3 rocks to come. By the way, that is 2 scores for the Hammer team so far this end. Carlson makes a nice hit, lays 3, I believe. Yep, lays 3.
Yep.
Brian Sewell will need to make something good here. Does have quite a bit of backing. Can draw into that general vicinity of those stones. Because he has those 2 up in front, it'll make it hard to do a whole lot about it.
Go here, we'll sweep it in.
Push it! Push it! Push it!
Go, Cheryl.
Push it! That's mine. I can see.
Team Sewell's last rock of the 3rd end.
We want that back up there. No, no. Just took off.
Same way.
We can have that up there if you want it.
Same way. There's your rock.
There's your rock.
Say that again.
Lauren Hipp on the sweep here, trying to bring it down to that back rock. Does do that. Sits 1. Bit open though.
Tuck's rock.
Not much hesitation from Team Carlson. They set the broom down right near that rock.
Watch it! Watch it! Watch it!
I'm pretty sure it was a 5.
Control. Control.
You have to worry a little bit about getting this a little bit wide. Could jam that yellow stone right into the one on the back 12 center line. Looking for some curl sweep now.
Cover guard.
Jamming on that one. That's a good for
3.
3 big points there for Team Carlson. So the 2 blanks in a row pay off. They are able to convert the next hammer for 3. Take a 3-0 lead.
Needs to curl.
Lines. Gonna combo.
Oh, good throw. That's fine.
Repair the damage I did.
The Blackmore Imes game down to skip rocks again, and the house is once again a mess. That game is definitely seems to be the most complicated game, at least most complicated setups that we've seen.
Yes!
Yep, yep. Yep, you understand, yep. Whoa. I should have, that's what we were doing before. That's your first hit of the weekend.
Put it up here.
Great. It's okay.
There's still one. Kathy! Go! Is that enough? No yellow over the top.
Since the other games are still getting started here in the fourth end, we'll take a quick look here in at the Imes Blackmer game. Looks like Blackmer is sitting, would you call that 1 or 2 right now? Is that
Ooh, might be 2. I think that's
Could be.
2. Well,
things are going to change after this rock regardless.
Done.
Comes down. Imes makes the
It
hit.
is now 2.
It's definitely 2 now. Not quite what Imes was looking for, I don't think.
Great sweep. Which square? Great sweep, Don. Great sweep. Good job.
I'm just gonna. And then I'll move it. Uh-huh.
Make a draw?
No, I'm okay. I just need a second.
Haven't done a draw yet, so let's do the hit. Just control.
I know.
In our A event final, Team Palmieri is a half triangle, half Norfolk team. They call themselves Norfangle sometimes. In the whereas Team Hojan is half Charlotte, half triangle team. Darrenheim is the Potomac team. Team Jackson calls himself a Simcoe team. Obviously, Murray Jackson curls out of the Triangle Curling Club, but the rest of his family, as does Jason Flink, but the rest of his family curls elsewhere.
Mine's great. Don. Don. Yeah, Don. Yeah.
Yes, hard.
You gotta
Hard
go.
line.
You gotta go. You got a piece.
Yep,
You
gotta
gotta
go
go.
away.
You gotta go. You're working hard. Okay, good, Don.
All right, let's take a look at Skip's rocks here. Did not quite see what Blackmer threw on their last, but they are still sitting 2.
Yeah, that's what they say about the patience.
What does Imes have lined up here? Looks like they're maybe going to try to hit their own yellow, cross that, and then roll into the 4-foot from there. Can't really draw where that broom is down. Yep. Early call for curling sweep, but it's not going to get there. That's going to get the outside of it, and Blackmer is going to steal 2 there. That game's 4-2 after 3. Back to seeing some fairly empty or at least open houses here in the A and D event finals.
Get this one.
To round it out in the B event finals, Team Carlson, also from Potomac. Team Sewell is an all-triangle team. And in the C finals, as we talked about in the semifinals, Blackmer is Denver. They call themselves Curling with Altitude. And IMS, most of IMS curls out of Columbus. They have one player from Triangle as well. In our main event, no stones in the house gives Palmieri an opportunity to draw around his center guard.
Trying to split? No.
I don't think so. I think they're just trying to get around.
Yep.
I'll come right around there. Looks like a good weight. A little bit of an escort to the back 8.
Make sure we're by this.
Hosian calls for the ice for a draw right away, and then starts running down the ice. Exactly what they tell you not to do in Learn to Curls.
They have access to that one. Let's try this first.
It is showing on this side.
Gartenheim Jackson is back and forth hit game at the moment in this end. And that hit is made, and presumably Murray will call one right back.
This is last draw for Murray. Hammer.
Team Hosian once again bringing out the third sweeper. Got to get this rock there. They're going to do just that. They're going to bring that right down onto the pin practically. Really good throw by Jeremy Hosian.
Is Murray trying to blank, or is he going to just hit?
Jackson's last here.
I think he's just going to hit. Stick. Yeah.
He's gonna, not sure if they were trying for the blank or not. Ends up stuffing it there, gets one. It's going to be a 4-2 Darnheim lead after 4 ends. And all Palmieri's last on sheet B. I'm going to try to draw on top of that nice rock that Hosian had thrown. Sweeping hard for line and for weight. Do get it. Oh, they just tick off that front guard. That's a really good weight if it gets around that. As it is, instead, they're sitting second in a spot where it would seem that Hosian could just tap it back out there and score 2.
I agree. See?
Fifth end beginning quickly in that Jackson-Darnham game. Center guard goes up. Darnham throws into the wings. Meanwhile, last rock here for Hosian. Big sweep by D. Hicks. Trying to curl this enough to make sure that it gets over there. Makes the hit, but a little bit too wide, so they're going to have to settle for a single point there. Probably happy with that if you're Team Palmieri. You're down 3-1, but could have been worse. See what Team Jackson chooses to do here. They have a couple of guards, a couple of red rocks there in the house. They could come right on top of that. They could try to make that double. They could draw around those guards. Looks like Mary Jackson has opted for the hit here, hitting stick there. Probably that top rock not going too far.
Got to curl. Ton.
Good result.
A lot of rocks on B, or sorry,
Yeah, the
B event.
The B final on sheet A there has, 8 rocks in the house, with quite a few rocks still to come too.
I think it's the first skips rock.
It is the first skip rock, that is true. Team Sewell sitting 1 at the moment.
Can you push?
Stick right here just for a minute. The way the broom was going down there, it looks like they're lining up that run back. If you make that right on the nose, you might be able to get both those yellow stones out of there.
Great job.
Very tight ice, so I assume we're going to see a big weight shot coming up here.
It is indeed.
Do indeed see that. Little popped out. Only gets one of them, but
Actual 10. Actual 10, yes. Whoa, 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 whoa.
This way or this way? Which one? This one? This one?
Darnheim again doing a pretty good job of keeping rocks split apart, trying to set up their multiple score. Jackson is done trying to hit rocks. Instead, is going to try to bury around their guards. Hosian made the hit there to lay 3, so Palmieri is going to go chasing, try to get rid of some of these. do get rid of one there. Team Jackson, really great weight, exactly where they're looking for from that, but not the line they were looking for. Leaves that on the side of the center line, definitely available for Darrenheim to hit.
How deep?
Back on sheet A, Carlson and Sewell. Not a whole lot has changed since we last looked in there, but Carlson's throwing their last here. They've got that yellow rock very surrounded. Looks like they're going to just kind of come draw through that hole, I think, and maybe try to tap the yellow back just a little bit.
Yeah.
Big quick sweep on this Carlson rock. It looks very, very light. Maybe they were just trying to throw a guard. Is a little bit of a guard. I think you could probably still get around that through the hole, but I think Sewell's going to go the other way, which is also available. The Imes-Blackmer game, we're coming down to skip rocks again there. Still finishing up the fourth end there. Once again, we see Team Hojan bringing out the third sweeper. Or in this case, a replacement sweeper, I suppose. As Jeremy takes over for Don. Maybe he didn't quite need it on that one. That one slides a little deep. So in that Imes-Blackmer end, we're used to seeing a ton of rocks just all over the center, but now in this case we see everything kind of near the corner. But let's take a look at the hammer stone here for Brian Sewell. Sitting one, looks like they're going to try to draw for their second. Is really curling now.
I don't know if Meg can hold that.
Got to get it by.
She
Get it
does.
by, and
Good.
they get it down there. Really
Very
good
nice shot.
shot and very good sweep. They get their 2 points there and make that a 1 point game, 3-2 after 4 ends. Looks like Blackmer's last on sheet D over there.
Imes is sitting 3.
Yeah, Imes is in fact sitting 3 and has hammer. Would absolutely love to get 3 here. Didn't quite see this call. Might be the double on those 2 side ones though. This is curling a little bit more than they wanted. Gonna hit that top one and then roll across. bit too far, so Imes will have an open draw for 3 and the lead. In the main event, things kind of scattered around the edges here, so Palmieri drawn down to the back one. Big call for sweep there from Darnheim to try to avoid the Jackson rock on the center line, but couldn't quite keep it. Let's take a look, see if Imes makes this open draw. They do indeed, and that's 3 points for Imes. They will take a 5-4 lead after 4. The Imes Blackburn game, which started a good 2-3 minutes ahead of every other game, is right up against it as far as our time clock goes right now. We'll see how if that comes into, if it matters a little bit later on in our game. Meanwhile, Murray Jackson's final stone of the 5th end, sitting at least one right now. Sitting one right now, looking to protect that. Really looking to get the curl on that one.
Might have liked to have that like a rock or two over, a rock over.
Yeah, maybe so. I think it does the job, though. I don't think Darnheim is going to come around that side because he'll probably just jam that yellow rock into your red one behind. So going to throw the draw the other way. I don't know if they're going to try to make this tap or not, or just be content with the 1. Last rock, Team Darnheim. Need to touch the button. They were sweeping it, but they came off it. Now they were like right off, and that's going to slide just a little bit too deep. Steal a 1 for Murray Jackson's rank, which will make that a 4-3 game after 5 ends. Meanwhile, in Palmieri Hosian, looks like Palmieri kind of corner froze a stone onto the Hosian shot rock. So now Hosian will try to just pick that off. That can be successful. Not quite corner frozen there for Palmieri. Looking to sweep to curl right away. Definitely going to get that rock, but probably roll out. They do. See if Palmieri lines up a blank here, or
There's.
I don't think that one's in.
Don't think the one on the
other
left?
side. Yes, you're
Yeah,
correct. There's
okay.
one just biting on the other side. So Palmieri's going to have to do something about this one. Be content with 1.
Are we going to the side? You're going to the wing?
Dummy's not allowed. He's already spilled it once on the ice.
Originally, it looked like they were going to try to draw to that one, but they changed their mind to just draw to the button. All they have to do is basically touch 8. A little bit better than that. Fast rock for Team Palmieri. Needs some 8-foot, get their single. Sweeping right away. Really got to go now. It's coming down.
They swept that a whole way.
Really got to go. Just enough. They do get their 1 point there. Makes that a 1 point game as well. That'll be 3-2 after 5. 1 point games all over the sheets. Just what we
Exciting finals.
Exactly.
Just like what you want to see.
Because they do, if you order an old fashioned in Wisconsin, you can put brandy unless you have some bourbon. I don't drink bourbon, but I was drinking brandy. Yeah.
Come on.
Three of our 4 games in the 6th end. Imes Blackmere game still in the 5th end. After the steal last end, Darnheim saying, I'm not going to put up with any center guards from Team Jackson.
Just like first end.
Yeah, gotta go for line. Gotta go. That works actually real nice. Jason, push it.
If we look around the sheets, Carlson and Sewell have a couple scattered around the edges, mostly back house, one over on the side. Palmieri's sitting a couple. Darnheim had been sitting 2, but Jackson gets rid of one of those, so they're just sitting 1 now. And then Imes and Blackmere. Blackmere sits 1. Imes tried to make the run back there to get rid of that. Not successful, but does open it up. Couple of exchanged hits between Palmieri and Hojan there.
Most decks are on south facing.
If you're Palmieri, you probably like how this end is shaping up so far. It looks like an set up for a force, but we're still quite a few rocks away from that.
Yeah. Yes. Right now, because our company's new right here, so we're trying to. It's just hard to find.
Nice hit and roll there, though, by D. Hicks.
And we pay. I mean,
gets rid of that Palmieri rock and rolls right under their corner guard. It's a big roll too. The game that we're usually dependent on to have about 11 rocks in the house between Imes and Blackmore somehow only has one this end, moving right along.
Maybe try to make up some time here.
Could be. Meanwhile, I skip rocks between Carlson and Sewell. People in the warm room content to explode their giveaway survivor balloons. Looks like Sewell threw up a guard there to guard that one that's just top button.
Looks like Palmieri was trying to draw down to the other, to the yellow. And went through the house.
Through. Gives Hoshin a chance to split the rings here. Guy Hicks throwing this one. This one's also through the rings. Going to give Palmieri another opportunity, probably to try to do the same thing they just tried to do.
Pretty much anything is due. So well, when you're ready, actually, you'll have to come take a look. Sunday, on a gorgeous Sunday, anybody comes out.
It's a good enough guard by Brian Sewell that Carlson feels the need to peel it. A lot of yep and whoa from Mark Palmieri there on this rock that's coming down. Needs to curl up a little bit more. Weight's pretty close, but Carlson does peel the Sewell guard, so we'll see if they put that right back. A little dangerous time for Sewell. If you make the guard good, it's really good, but if you don't, Carlson's sitting the next two. They're thinking about whether they should perhaps throw it in here instead. Kind of decision time here. You could draw down to the one on the wide side there. If you corner freeze that good, then it'd be hard for Carlson to get anything more than one. Looks like they are probably going to throw the guard again, though.
We did just throw it.
He did. Not sure that Joe Chapa is on board with the shot. He looked a little bit reluctant to put that broom down.
Kathy!
They called a two guard out of Brian's hand. Now looking for Lauren Hip to curl it over a little bit. I think it's going to curl just fine. In fact, you don't really want to over curl this.
Yeah.
That's a really good guard. It's one of those spots where you might have forced your opponent to try to make the dramatic shot, which if they make it, it would be for two, but no, it looks like they're just going to try to chase. Looks like Carlson at least believes that that guard curled a little bit too much. They're reevaluating it a little bit here, maybe.
Okay.
Not sure that if you make this that you can ever really move it enough to score multiple, but maybe. They know what the ice is playing like better than we do here. Carlson's last, Hammerrock here in the 5th, facing one, stolen end right now. Calling for the sweep. It's really curling. They got to keep it around that
curls
guard.
a lot.
They not quite. So Team Sewell is going to pick up another point there, tie that game up at 3. With apologies, missed the Blackmare Imes final rock, but Blackmare gets one, ties that game up at 5.
Yeah, Lossing is playing attack here because there's a lot here.
We gotta be sitting second.
Looking at the other 2 games, Palmieri and Hojan here. Hojan sitting 1 and throwing. Durham and Jackson. It looks like Jackson's sitting 1 at the moment.
I think that's his last rock.
This is Jackson's last rock. The way they've set the broom up, it looks like they're going to try to make a split here.
They don't have hammer.
Or maybe a tap, I suppose.
Okay.
They do not have him. Mary Jackson's last in the 6th end.
They want a small tap, maybe?
Yeah, I think they were playing this split. They end up just tapping it. But that's probably going to do the job anyway. It's going to force Darnheim to a single. Meanwhile, Hojan splits the house pretty well over on his first rock. Hammerstone here for Darnheim. A little bit off and on the sweeping, probably pretty good then. Looks pretty good from here, and he hits and sticks for the 1. That'll give them a 2-point lead at 5-3 after 6 ends. Meanwhile, Palmieri is last. Called for a hit of that yellow rock and a little bit of a roll under the other yellow. Not going to get that. Going to get the hit and roll center. Gives Hojan an open hit for a pair. Team Hojan, last rock in the 6th, looking for a hit and stick. Pick up a pair, go up 3 points, 2 ends left. Quick sweep call out of hand, but less panicky now. Looks pretty good. Nicely made. 2 points. And that will be a 5-2 game headed to the 7th.
All the way. You guys got it. Keep going.
Yep. Hard, Jamie. Hard, Jamie. Hard, Jamie. Hard, Jamie. Hard, Jamie.
Darnheim makes a nice hit to get rid of both the rocks in the house, leave their own. No guards out in front.
Same way. Hang on, Jason. Let's play same turn. Same shot, freeze. Looking good. Straight. Stop. Stop. Right down. Off. Push it. Oh, just straight down.
Turn to your light.
Team Hojan threw one that was just hung on into the house. You heard them talking about how it's technically shot rock, even though it's way at the back. Team Palmieri throws one through. Ice probably still playing a little bit quick. Testament to the ice makers. Stuff ice holding up through 7 ends.
Tight. Hey, don't win.
Still some rocks to play in the Blackmore Imes end here, but we're starting to see a little bit more like we've seen previous ends where rocks are piling up there in the house. Imes calling for some of those to go away right here, though.
They want to be bad.
Same turn. This way.
Makes more sense this way, right?
It does. I just want to give you what you want to throw.
Does get rid of one of those red rocks.
Yeah, that's good.
Which one? You care? Which one? This one?
Line.
Good. Control.
Hard line. Harder. Yep. Line. Line hard.
Gotta push, Kim. Gotta push. Gotta push a lot. Gotta push a lot. At least get the board.
Team Jackson looking for, without any guards, looking for something to be able to try to generate a multi-point score here. If they're unable to do that, could be a tough challenge to catch up against Team Darnheim.
Control. Yeah, thanks.
To that end, I think Murray called a freeze down to that back one.
Whoa.
Palmieri sitting a pair in, there with Hammer. Team Darnham with a little bit of a miss there, trying to get rid of that yellow rock. Yellow hadn't frozen onto the back one, so they were just trying to pick it across, but got a little bit wide on it. Also a little bit of a miss there by Team Hojan. They did technically get Team Palmieri's rock, but just kind of rolls it under the other one. Gives them a chance to split.
I say it adds personality.
So, Connie did not like that rock out of her hand.
No, threw it a little bit hot. Will it hang around though? Does technically hang around, but I do not think it is third shot though. Take a quick peek over there. It's really close. Hard to tell from that camera.
Right there gets everything.
Meanwhile, on Skip Rocks between Blackmer and Imes. This is Blackmer's first.
Same turn right here. Yeah, right?
Trying to hit that open one and maybe get a little bit of a roll. Does exactly that. Nice shot.
Just grab my whole bag. Yeah, we could curl for a little bit.
Team Jackson threw another one up in front of their shot rock, and now Darnheim comes in and just gets rid of everything. Nice shot there. Gets rid of two Jackson rocks, their own in the back that they didn't really need anyway. That wasn't doing them any help. They lay two.
You like that? Just control.
Sewell Carlson down to Skip Rocks as well. This is Brian Sewell's first.
Okay, hard down.
And Sewell makes the double,
That was
rolls
very
out himself,
nice.
but empties the house.
Whoa, whoa, done, done.
Looking for the double there by Team Hojan as well. Sort of makes it.
Okay.
Hard to tell if that top one's still hanging around or not. Palmieri is definitely shot in the back on the one that was touched there. Unclear between the other two.
It was like that out completely.
Oh, man.
In the Blackmer Imes game, Imes just threw open there to, or ended up coming open, I should say.
Straight, straight. Hard, hard. Needs to be top eight.
Darnheim keeping the pressure right on there. Gets rid of all of the Jackson stones again.
Real nice. Real nice.
Team Blackmer is last over here.
Hit for 3.
the hit and stay, lays 3. Imes will have a shot back at that to get their single, though. Imes is contemplating playing the triple. The way he's like looking at that over there, you could potentially catch that half rock, maybe a little bit more than half rock, get rid of those 2 reds, roll over to the other one and get rid of that 2 and score 2. Really hard shot, though.
Would the other yellow actually stick around?
I think it would, but they've chosen not to do that anyway. Meanwhile, in the Sewell-Carlson game, Carlson ended up throwing a guard. Sewell comes right around that and sticks it right on the button.
Whoa, whoa.
Palmieri here looking to get rid of the only yellow rock that's in the house and sit 4, potentially. At least 3. Makes the hit quite well. Coming in here real quick on D. Imes makes the hit and stick, no problem. Gets the single there. Go to Carlson. Hammer here. This looks a lot like what Carlson had to make last end.
Yep. Tried to tick that out.
Right now, once again, a stolen point for Team Sewell. Sweeping about halfway down.
There is a crosshouse double there.
They really want him to sweep.
And they keep it around that guard. Looks like they can. Now it's got to come over. Can it make it? And it will. Really nice shot
Very
by
nice
Carlson.
shot.
Get their single point there. Well done. Well brushed. That'll give Carlson a 4-3 lead after 6 ends. Turn our attention to the Jackson-Darnheim game. Darnheim successfully splitting the house again. No real practical double here for Murray, I don't think. So you're probably going to have to be content to just get his 1. While that's going on, Hojan here looking to make a hit and do something good with the shooter, because right now they're in danger of giving up a really big end. Gets rid of 1, rolls at center. Meanwhile, in the Jackson game, here's Murray's last. Vice doesn't like it. She put her head down. Murray makes the hit, but rolls out, gives up a steal 1. That's going to make it 6-3 coming into the final end. Darnheim content to not put anything in the house here to start off with, up 3. Don't want rocks to hang around, so just fire that one right on through. Palmieri makes the hit on the one that Hojan threw, but jams it right into the back one. It's a little unfortunate for them there. He could have kept that off there. He could have sat 4 again, put pressure on Hojan. As it is right now, it looks like Hojan could probably just hit the one that Mark just threw, lay 2, and limit what Mark really has available.
When you're sick, they like throw the slice of cheese in your back or whatever the hell.
so.
Obviously needs to avoid doing the same thing that Mark just did, though, which is jamming that right back into the one in the back.
And if we roll out, then it's a shot for two, and that's.
Darnheim through the house. Murray throws up a corner guard. Gonna throw another one through the house here.
As soon as we got a piece of the ball. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And it wasn't tight at all.
Murray calling for the corner guard on the other side. Ocean still has to make this shot good. If
Yep.
he obviously
Don't want-
can't jam the red into the one in the back, but also can't roll his shooter off. If he did, Mark would still have something for three. Team Hojan's last shot in the seventh end.
I don't want to leave the center open for them. I guess Murray has that.
Coming down the ice. Makes that. It's rolling. Needs to hang around. Will not. That means that Mark Palmieri will have a shot for two for sure, potentially three if the other one's on. Looking at the overhead view here in the warm room, it's still unclear. You see a little bit of white, but the camera is not perfect there. Do you think it's on?
I do not.
You do not.
I think Jeremy thought that he was okay with hitting and rolling out.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
I don't think, at least they don't think it's on, and they have a better view than we do. So
That is true. Regardless, Mark's got the same shot either way, even if it's only for two. Mark's going to make that hit, but he's going to roll off.
now we'll find out.
Well, it's one for sure.
Are they going to Biter Barn?
Let's see what they do. They must have agreed pretty quickly. And it is indeed one. They put up the score very quickly there.
Okay.
So Team Palmieri be down 2 without coming home. Team Jackson down 3 with coming home.
Right now, you just got to keep them from scoring. So it's just
How about if you say?
Less than half.
Make it a 3 if it's a 2. Or
Team Darnheim peeled off one of those corner guards after Murray had gone around. Murray asked for the guard back here. Can afford to do that for at least one more, but gonna need things in the house soon, although this one's gonna slip in regardless.
Looks like on D that they're playing the hit game again for the seventh end.
Darnheim has a chance for a double here that would nearly end this game.
Good shot. Good shot.
No, no, no!
just the guard.
End up making it for 1, so still some life for Team Jackson. Looking for the guard again. Palmieri throws up a couple guards. Team Hojan threw one into the wings. Kind of a classic thing that you see in this situation.
Yeah, make sure we're in. Yep.
Team Jackson looking for a guard again, but this one's going to slip deep again. Not quite as deep as the last one, but Palmieri, Hojan, Darnheim, Jackson both in the 8th ends. The Carlson, Sewell, Blackmer, Imes game still in the 7th. Darnheim gets rid of one of the Jackson rocks again.
And sticks around.
Team Jackson down to their final 3 rocks. Sitting second shot. They need to score 3 of these.
Nice shot, Connie.
All right, nice shot, Connie.
This shot, Murray.
That was
What?
beautiful.
Take it out of this.
Beautiful.
Palmieri went around those 2 center guards to sit something back 4, but free guard zone done. Hojan will
It's to peel.
start peeling some of those guards. Make the double peel. Really need the bananas now.
Right?
Did leave their shooter up there as kind of a center guard. Palmieri will try to throw another one back here, get some cover. Palmieri throws a little bit deeper than they were looking for, but it's still kind of a guard.
Draw.
See if Dye can
I
double this out.
missed what happened on the Jackson rock there, but nothing good apparently because they're still just sitting that second. So right here, chance for Team Darnheim to win the game. Rock on their way by their skip. Looks pretty good. All I got to do is kill this yellow. Shot is made and the game is won. Congratulations to our D event winners, Team Darnheim. Now looking back across the ice, Imes Blackmer. Looks like we're at Imes's last rock of this end. Looks like Imes is looking to just eliminate that red rock up there. That shot is made. That means that Blackmer is going to be forced to a single here. Still got to make it, but well, Palmieri Hojan have traded a couple of guard hits, essentially. Hojan looking to make the hit again.
Whoa, whoa. Yes, yes, done.
Makes the appeal again, doesn't quite make the double. On sheet D here, Blackmer needs to throw a good one. Up against 3 right now. Sweeping right now to make sure that they don't get off that backing. Sweepers seem to like it from a weight perspective. They come right down on top of that. Really nice shot.
Very nice.
That will tie that game up going to the final end. Meanwhile, in the Palmieri-Hojin game, Kim Hicks's rock kind of got left there on that last hit, almost acting as a guard. So Palmieri throws this one just on the side of center line, ends up sitting 2.
Either one.
Jeremy content to hit either of those 2 redstones. There's looks like opportunity there to make that. Take a look at Kim Hicks's delivery here. Go right through that.
Right.
Nice shot.
Nice shot, Kim.
Nice shot. Could not afford to tick that guard. Really good shot, really good sweep. Haven't talked about the Carlson Sewell game in a while, and that's because that game is kind of
Complicated.
it's complicated and come to a bit of a standstill. But right now, looks like Carlson's sitting a pair. Sewell does have hammer though. This is Brian Sewell's first rock of the end. What's happening in the meantime? Palmieri going to try to follow that Kim Hicks rock right down here. Got to make basically the same shot. A lot of sweeping very early. Come off it now. And that's going to go right through. No, it's just going to undercurl just a tad bit. Sit second down there. Does open up the other rock, but obviously not exactly what they were looking for. Meanwhile, on sheet A, Brian Sewell tried to draw down to that pocket there, did get the rocket in there for second, but Carlson still sitting first. Gives Carlson a chance to probably guard this, I'm guessing.
We don't want to hit that. Here's a fresh shot. I like here. This line's important. This is what's important. So I like right here. This line. Okay?
A lot of discussion in that Palmieri-Hojin game still, so take a look over here. Carlson indeed throws a guard. Maybe a little higher than they would have liked. Looks like there might still be room to get around that if you're Sewell. Get around that, maybe tap that yellow back into that red a bit and score 2. Meantime, Jeremy Hosen is going to try to put this right on the 12-foot center line, I believe. It'd really be hard for Palmieri to somehow sit 2 after that. First rock for Jeremy Hojan here in the 8th end. Up by 2, sitting 1.
Clean. Clean. Hold it. You're good. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No.
That's pretty close to where they called that rock to go.
I think they wanted it like just outside, but
Maybe a little bit higher, but I think the only thing, yeah, so either you somehow have to come around all of that and bump that yellow rock off the back button, or what Mark was just pointing at, you could try to really make the thin double off of the top yellow there. Looks like that's what they're going to try. Give them it'll take a couple moments to sort that through. Meanwhile, on sheet A, looks like they are opting for the tap/run, depending how you look at it. Definitely a hit here, as they said they want to throw it normal. Took a little while for this to happen, so we got to get back to sheet B, see if Palmieri can pull off the miracle.
does not seem to like it.
That is going to get too thick. And congratulations to A event, our Carolina Classic champions, Team Hojan, Don Hojan, D. Hicks, Kim Hicks, and Jeremy Hojan. Brian Sewell
beautiful
pulls off a beautiful shot there
Everybody
on sheet
likes that
A. In the
one.
meantime, score a pair. He will carry a 5-4 lead into the final end.
You got your hands full over there.
Only other game on the ice is for the C event. That's between Blackmere and Imes. We're about halfway through that end at the moment. Looks like Imes sitting at least one.
Now 2.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
now. So the Blackmere Imes game is tied up, so either team looking for a point. Sewell Carlson, depending how that turns out, could provide the answer to what happens if teams are tied after regulation. I'm sure they will try hard to win it in regulation, though. Blackmere throwing up a guard there. Imes is not going to let that hang around, though. Imes makes that peel. Blackmere's got a couple of rocks left, though, so we'll probably see them throw up another one. quite see it on this view, but Sewell threw up a center guard that's just a little bit higher than the camera has visibility on. Carlson went around that to top 8. Sewell throwing, I believe, another guard here, yeah, or maybe in. I'm calling it back 4, back 8, so definitely in. Not sure it's quite back 4, back 8. Does just come right down to that Carlson rock. Blackmer did throw the guard. Imes says, I'm just going to peel this one once again. Made no problem. So Blackmer got to decide what they want to do now. Throw one more. Alternatively, you could come in now or make the hit perhaps on the yellow that they're standing closer to and roll to the other one. Carlson tried to come around again, I believe, through that a bit through the house, so things haven't really changed there in that Carlson-Sewell game. Blackmer is still discussing what they want to do. Take a look here at Lauren Hipp throwing a shot. Brian called for the hit and kill that red. Sweep to start with, then off, now hard again. Seems kind of light, but good enough. Get that one right through the house, pair. All right, Blackmer has decided on their shot. This is not guard ice, so looks like they're gonna make a play on the rocks that are in the house. Nice little shot by Blackmer there. Just chips off of that yellow rock and rolls right there under his own. In the Sewell game, the Carlson rink made a hit on the two that were clustered, killed one of them, knocked the other off into the side, now sit their own. Sewell gonna ask Lauren for another hit. This one a little bit more challenging.
Right above the red 6 is 7, so they scored last, so they don't have to.
Early sweep.
A call for yes right off, but now a whoa about halfway down. Now looking for a push from Meg. Needs to get enough of this. It does get some, but that's not quite enough. That is a bit of an unfortunate result too, because that'll allow Carlson to split the house here. In the meantime, Imes needs to get rid of some of these red rocks. going to get this one right on the nose, which is good enough for now. Yellow sits 1. So Blackmer will have to do something. Carlson chose not to split. They drew under the guard that's there, and they made it. But that does give Sewell a chance to draw right down to that. Stone away by Joe Chapa. This looks really good. Right down to it. Second shot, but still a really good result. Meanwhile, Blackmer,
His
last rock for him. I believe they called a hit and roll. Well, I guess a hit's probably good enough to at least be sitting 1. Gets up, resets in the hack.
It's pretty varied from the
try
hack.
Try to not think about it being for the game. It is buried. Probably the best shot they have, though. I mean, could draw to the button, I suppose, around the other side. Stones away. No sweep yet. Got to move, is what I hear them saying. It looks like this is going to be a little wide. I do not think it's going to get there. It just goes by. So congratulations to Team Imes for winning the C event. Imes won the A event last year, so adds to their hardware collection. That leaves one game out on the ice. We're kind of focused on the other game, so didn't see exactly what Carlson threw here, but the house looks very similar to when we saw it before. Looks like Sewell's calling for Joe to make this tap. Get rid of that red rock. Coming down now, needs to curl a bit. Does get a piece of it. Might be 1 yellow now.
It's hard to tell.
It is very hard to tell. Ask around the warm room. What's kind of interesting about that result is before you could definitely see a way where Carlson might have conceded play in the end for a single point and an extra end potentially, but now if yellow is shot, you've got to do something about it, which might be more likely to end up generating a 2. Last Vice Rock for Carlson. Where they put that broom looks like they're trying to get across that yellow. Got to be a fine line between being able to do that and crashing the guard up top. They get by the guard. Now they got to curl it. They do. Does bounce off their own rock, but pushes the yellow into the back 8, and they sit 2. A really good shot and sweep. It's one of those spots where if you're Brian Sewell now, you kind of have to decide what you're trying for here. You can try to, if you're trying to win the game, then in this end, I should say, then I think you can try to draw in around all of that and make it complicated for Carlson to do anything about it. If you're potentially content with taking this to an extra end, you could just hit the one in the back 4 and then try to roll into the back 4 yourself under cover.
Which would you do?
Looks like they're choosing option 3, which is basically trying to make a play on the top one. I don't know if they're trying to make this as a double or not. You make the doubles close to a triple. So because your shooter will come off to the side into the side one. All right, Brian settles into the hack finally after discussing it with his sweepers a little bit, making sure that they're on the same page about what they're trying. Coming down the ice now. It looks way wide. Don't think they're ever going to get there.
Not at that way. Oof.
Kills their back one, too. Leaves Carlson sitting 3. Carlson thinking about where they can put this rock that doesn't make Brian's shot easier. Like right now, if you didn't throw anything, it would be hard for Brian to sit something. He could, as we thought about before, try to draw it right down to the button, side button. What you don't want to do is just like throw this a little bit deep and create a pocket that you can just draw down to. They seem perfectly content to let Brian have the same shot he just tried over on the other side.
I didn't know what you wanted.
First stone for Carlson here in the 8th end. pretty close to what they were looking for. Well, if you thought it was there last time,
Still
should
there.
Still be here this time. You could, if you were Brian here, you don't really have to necessarily kill that rock in the top 4. What you could do is draw down to it and just bump it back to back 4 a little bit and make Carlson have to throw something good to beat you.
Yeah. Looks like they're trying this again, though.
Yeah, it looks pretty much like what they called last time, less ice. Not sure that the ice call was wrong last time. I just think it was thrown a little bit wide, so run the risk of running this into the guard, but all right, could be looking at the last shot of the Carolina Classic for 2025, depending how this goes. It's been 17 draws, could come down to this. On this one straight right away.
Meg is sweeping hard.
Do get it by.
Okay.
Do they make the double?
Oh,
They do not. They do
just-
sit second though, so Carlson will have to throw a rock to beat them. The good news for Carlson is they don't actually need this to stick around. They could win the game with their second one that's out there, as long as they make the yellow go away. So the last rock was not the last rock of the Classic, but this one could be. Carlson settles into the hack, gets ready to deliver this. Only way you can't miss this is wide. Looks like they're going to be all right, though. Shot well made. Congratulations to Team Carlson on winning the B event finals.
Congratulations.
That'll wrap it up here from the 2025 Carolina Classic at the Triangle Curling Center in Durham, North Carolina. I've enjoyed having your company for the last couple of hours. Thank you for everybody who watched, and we hope to see you here at the rink next time.
Happy Easter. Have a great day.